All right, hey guys, I hope everyone is doing well. This is Rudy. Hey, it's come to my attention that some people don't like me anymore, and that's just fine. I really don't care. Some people think I'm arrogant, I'm full of myself, they think I make them a lot of mistakes, they think I can't handle criticism, they think I'm just full of myself, I guess, and that's fine. I do make a lot of mistakes, and I pray to God that He helps me not be arrogant, because I definitely do not want to be arrogant, and I understand the importance of being humble. But I'm here to promote the truth, and I'm here to say my position, and I'm here to learn, and that's what I've said since the very beginning. And if people don't like it, well, that's just, that's their issue. I really can't control how other people feel, but I got no use for, all these criticisms when I don't see anybody else trying to do a dang thing regarding the eligibility of Obama. And there are a lot of people out here that have put their treasure, their hard-earned life, they're risking everything they have, and they're putting their blood, sweat, and tears into this eligibility fight. And I want to change the subject and talk about Donald Trump for a little bit. When Donald Trump was the golden-haired boy of the birther movement, I came out and I made up some videos, and it wasn't very flattering about Donald Trump. Some people have coined it, I threw a hissy fit or acted like a little girl or whatever. That's fine. You can say what, these words go off me like water off a duck's back, but I called it right. You can get mad at me and you can rail against me and you can criticize me, but when it boils down to the wire, I was right about Donald Trump, right? And so I ain't going to take your criticism very well when you say that I threw a hissy fit about Donald Trump, because I was absolutely right. I called it. I was on the money, right? And Donald Trump came to the birther party late and he left early. Donald Trump backed down when Obama called him a carnival barker. And I got to ask the question right now, where the heck is Donald Trump right now? And people say, well, you should use what Donald Trump did like a good general. What the heck is going on? What kind of statement is that? Donald Trump is a billionaire, got all these media resources. When he says something, 15 news stations pick it up. And here we are. I could list some names off here. I got Terry Lakin, who went to prison over this issue. Sacrificed his entire financial future and was on the verge of being promoted to a full-blown colonel in the Army, and gave up all of that and went to Fort Leavenworth prison. You got Pastor Manning out here every single day, nonstop, talking about the eligibility issue. Dr. Orly Tates, with all of her cases she's bringing forth, nonstop work. She blogs about this on orlytates.esq every single day. You got Commander Kirchner, runs a website, protectourliberty.org, has sunk his entire fortune into this effort. You got Commander Walter Fitzpatrick, who's went to jail over this issue. You got Air Force Staff Sergeant Darren Moran, who gave up his career over this issue. You got Mickey Booth, who's been nonstop working tirelessly, wrote a book, Memoirs of a Community Organizer, and is speaking out as best as she can about this issue. Dr. Wiley S. Drake has raised some court cases. You got Jerome Corsi, who I was initially suspect of, but now I'm totally behind Jerome Corsi. He's in this. I can tell he's willing to risk it all. Jerome Corsi wrote a book, Where is the Birth Certificate? He speaks at the gatherings of the Tea Parties and tries to put forth this issue. You got Carl Gallups. They just took down YouTube channel PP Simmons. They just took his channel down. You got Sheriff Joe Arpaio that's put his entire reputation on the line. You got Alex Jones, who spoke about the issue very early on and has never backed down from the issue. You got Carl Swenson in Virginia that brought the issue before the courts in Virginia. You got David Lansford, who was the jury foreman in the trial of the century at Atla Church, who ran for mayor of Clovis, New Mexico, and got attacked for citing and having a position on this issue. So I got a lot of respect for David Lansford. You got attorney Mario Apuzzo, who blogs about this issue and has written many articles about natural-born citizen, and both parents must be American citizens. You got Dr. Herb Titus, who's a constitutionalist. You got Ann Barnhart, who I don't agree with on every single thing, but I got to give her credit for having courage and speaking out on this issue. She ain't letting it go, and Ann Barnhart is a courageous woman. You got Tom Ballantyne. I think he wrote a book called Oh Really, O'Reilly. I got it right here. Yeah, Tom Ballantyne Jr. He wrote this book. And so all of these people are sinking in their effort, their treasure, their life work. And where the heck is Donald Trump? some people say, well, you threw a hissy fit on Donald Trump and you don't give Trump all the credit he deserves. Well, I don't give Trump the credit he deserves because where the heck is he now? He came to the birther party late. He stood on the shoulders of giants. He stood on the shoulders of Terry Lakin, Jerome Corsi, Pastor Manning, Dr. Orley Tates, Phil Berg. I could go on and on and on. And Donald Trump, who's full of filthy lucre, made a big splash. He did force Obama to show the birth certificate, and then 4 days later, or 3 or 4 days later, he did this fake story about killing Osama bin Laden to take the whole country away from talking about his forged birth certificate, right? But where's Donald Trump now with his billions of dollars and his news media, and all he's got to do is say something, and he can be printed in like 15 newspapers, and who knows how many news stations will pick it up. And why ain't he speaking out about it now? You tell me Donald Trump can't tell that this is a forged birth certificate with all the resources that he has, and I'm supposed to bow down and kiss Donald Trump's butt? I ain't kissing Donald Trump's butt. I don't care how rich he is. Donald Trump, he came to the birther party late and he left early. And I ain't going to be no fan of Donald Trump. I'm sorry. Other people might appreciate what he did and try to use what he did. But for me, Donald Trump is a sellout. I got no use for him, and that's just the way I feel. And, when you get me, I just tell you how I feel, right? And so that's how I feel about it. And if you don't like me, you think, I'm full of myself, I'm full of arrogance, I don't know how to run an operation, well, that's your opinion. And, keep thinking whatever you think. I don't care what you think, and I'm not here to boast myself, and I'm not here to tell you what I've done or what I haven't done. I'm not here to make anybody like me or anything like that. I just would like to see this eligibility issue get the light of day, and it will. All of these people that I just mentioned, they're not racist, and they're not buffoons, and they're not kooks. And these people are hardworking people, and it only takes an active minority, and God can win an entire war with a few, and that was proved in Gideon's army. So anyway, like I said, I'll try to calm down. I'll try to present myself a little bit more professional, if that'll please some of you people. But I ain't kissing Donald Trump's butt. I got no use for Donald Trump. I do appreciate what Donald Trump did, and I think that Donald Trump played a key role in forcing the president to come out with a forged birth certificate. I do agree with that, yep. But where the heck is he now? He's got all these resources. All these people are spending their entire life savings. They're spending their blood, their sweat, and their tears. And Donald Trump, if he was to come back to the birthday party and join us, he can make a big impact. I'm sure he could help Sheriff Joe Arpaio with the cold case posse. But what's he doing? Is he playing undercover? You can't be an undercover Christian. That word was used in our church recently. You can't be an undercover Christian. Is Donald Trump trying to be an undercover birther? He's going to lay low under the radar and not take any hits? Is that like Ron Paul's doing that too? He's like an undercover birther. There's never a bad time to tell the truth, and there's never a bad time to come out and tell the truth. You may not like me, and you may not like my presentation style, and that's fine. But, I always try to tell the truth, whether it's convenient or whether it's not, and whether it makes you like me and whether it doesn't. Galatians 4:16 says, I don't know it exactly, but from my best recollection of what Galatians 4:16 says, it says, if I tell you the truth, therefore become you my enemy, ? And so that's what I think about people who don't like me. It's like, I'm just telling you the truth, and I don't wait for the proper time where it's popular to tell you the truth. I didn't like Donald Trump when he was the golden-haired child boy of the birther movement, and I don't like him now. I'm not saying that I couldn't be swayed if he was to come back and to prove himself a hero and say, I've seen the light, and I'm going to join back with these birther people, and it's a forged birth certificate. If he'd come back, I'd be his biggest fan. But I got to ask the question, why did he walk out of the room? Where the heck is he now? I got no use for him whatsoever. And you criticizing me because I don't like Donald Trump, well, that's your opinion. That's your opinion. But, my opinion's still the same. I don't like him. And if he comes back, and he proves himself, and he comes out and promotes the eligibility issue and the birth certificate issue, well, I might be turned around. But for the time being, I'm wondering where the heck he is. God bless every one of you. Have a good day, and take care.